Hello, it's Will. Thanks for checking out my video. If you enjoy it, make sure you subscribe, like, comment, share. Now, here we go. Hello everybody, this is Will, and today for Throwback Thursday, we're going to be playing the Guardian Legend on the Nintendo Entertainment System. This game was released in North America in 1989, but it was relatively little played. It did pick up in popularity since then, reaching a cult-like status, and I am part of that cult. I got my hands on this title back when my mother picked it up from a yard sale, I believe. It was all bundled together with 20 different games, and I think I owned it for about a year or so before I actually played it because the game's art was so boring to me. I'm going to put up a picture of the European version here. Now compare it to my actual copy here. And when you compare the two, there's really no question that the Europeans had a much better version of the cover art. And I probably would have played that if I had it. As you can see here, the game starts out as a sci-fi version of a vertical shoot-'em-up like 1942, but there's more to the game than that. You have these flying portions, but then you also have these Legend of Zelda-style overhead RPG parts, and I think that's pretty neat. I know I was pretty surprised as a kid when my plane turned into a person and I started walking around. That was pretty neat, and that was the kind of game I would prefer to have played over a shoot-'em-up at that time. I was always entranced by the mystery of this game, and this was way before everybody had easy access to the web, so I couldn't just look up a wiki on the plot. I had to figure it out on my own, and this is what I think it might be. A large planet called Naju is on a collision course with Earth, and it's up to the main character, who I'm going to call the Guardian, to infiltrate and activate the planet's self-destruct mode. The last survivor of Naju has left all these messages about explaining how to do that. And that's all I've ever known about the plot. Like all of my favorite 8-bit games, this one has an excellent soundtrack, and it really stuck with me my entire life. The thing that really amazes me about it is that as an adult, I know that the Nintendo Entertainment System only had 5 channels of sound, and at least one of those was dedicated to sound effects. So these guys were putting music together that was fairly complex sounding, only using 4 channels of sound. And those pieces of music are masterpieces in my opinion. And that's really something to me. The Guardian Legend to this day probably has my favorite collective of game music all in one package. Now, if you ever get the chance to experience this game, then I urge you to take that opportunity. In my opinion, this is a Nintendo, not a Nintendo. Anyhoozle, I hope you enjoyed this Throwback Thursday video. If you did, make sure you subscribe, like, comment, and share. Thanks for watching, and have a wonderful day.